Hey everybody, good to be here today. I think most of you have heard about Africa Oil for a while. I think we started the company about 10 years ago, and we made a lot of discoveries in Kenya, and we had an awful lot of fun. And then after a few years, we figured out we had to make money on it, which turned out to be a little harder than going out and finding it. But I think we're well on the path on that. But I think the main point I want to make today is really that we did make the decision about 2 years ago that we were going to change the company. We weren't going to sit around waiting for Kenya anymore, so we decided to go out and really build a full cycle oil company with production, with exploration, with development. So I think we've done a pretty good job of getting that up and running. We ended up buying a very nice asset in Nigeria, which hopefully we get closed off pretty soon. Deep water producing asset, we'll talk a little bit about that. We also did a fairly unconventional exploration strategy where we ended up almost doing a portfolio approach, buying 3 companies: Echo, Atlantic, Impact Oil and Gas, and Africa Energy, and kind of doing our exploration by portfolio management. And that's actually turned out very nicely. We've had 2 good discoveries, 2 big basin open discoveries in Guyana and South Africa. And then we also continue to work on Kenya. Kenya is a project that will be developed, no doubt in my mind. It's a great project. The timeline seems to be the thing that's the hardest to predict in Kenya, but we are persistent. We will stick with this. And I think the idea is, we're looking to grow a company. I'm incredibly bullish about oil price right now. I think we're in for a supply-driven price spike in the next 2 to 5 years. And I just moved to London early September, and I think one of the reasons is I think I want to take advantage of that market coming up. So you probably never had a CEO stand up here and say that they think their company is undervalued and you should probably sell the stock. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say ours is overvalued and you should probably sell the stock. I'm going to tell you ours is so obscenely undervalued that it cries to be bought. I mean, if you look at our market cap and you just add our exploration portfolio in, we're actually below our cash and exploration portfolio. So basically, you're getting Kenya for free, you're getting Nigeria for free, and you're getting all of our upside exploration for free. So that's okay. I understand the market, and I think performance will tell. I think those little shaded bars there are shaded for a reason because we haven't shown the hard value of those yet. And I think once Kenya gets up and running, once we announce the Nigeria deal closing, and when we drill a few more wells next year on our exploration portfolio, I think those will turn very solid. So we have a pretty big footprint. If I showed you this map about 6 years ago, we basically just have Kenya. Now we've got exploration blocks all over West Africa. We've signed some of them up ourselves. Most of them come with our portfolio company, and of course the Nigeria, 2 blocks in Nigeria that are producing. So I think the footprint has expanded quite a bit. And of course the interesting thing is we've already opened up 2 basins, but we've got the Venus well in South Africa, in Namibia, in the Orange Basin. I think is going to be a real game changer for us if it comes in, and I'll talk a little bit about that. Again, the deep water fields, these are 2 of the best fields in West Africa, if not the world. Altogether, they're over 500,000 barrels a day. Very unusual for a little guy like us to be able to come in and buy a piece of that. So I think the reason we were is because it is a small non-operated interest. It is Nigeria, so the competition wasn't that great. So we were able to pick these up, I think, at a very reasonable price. And these are the kind of fields that just keep going forever. So we've got 3 big FPSOs, including Guyana, which just came on stream about 8 months ago, and it's building up. It's over 200,000 barrels a day on its own right now. So again, great for us. We kind of look at this as our ATM. This thing just keeps generating cash, and hopefully have this closed soon. We're just waiting on Nigerian government approval, basically, as the main thing left. In Kenya, we are making progress, although sometimes it feels like geologic pace to our project. But we have sold our first oil cargo. We just did that in August. That's me sitting next to President Kenyatta. It was a big day for Kenya, and the government is really behind us. So I think we've done all of the front-end engineering design for the midstream and the upstream. We've done the ESIA. We've done a pilot water flood project. We've got early production. Pretty much all of the things that as you check off each one, we're really getting down now to just doing the contracting strategy and getting the financing. So we still feel pretty confident we're going to be able to FID this by the end of next year. And again, it's a good project. It will go forward. You know, it's the first oil project in Kenya, so it's taken a little longer than we'd all like. But I think we have the government fully on side, and I think we're making good progress there. I think in Guyana, that's probably my best portfolio investment so far. Our friends at Echo Atlantic, we came in there and we own about 19% of Echo Atlantic, and of course with our friends next door in Exxon, they have over 90% success rate on exploration drilling in this part of the basin. So we drilled our first 2 wells, Jethro and Joe. We're probably going to drill 3 wells next year, and I think with the the seismic here, I'm a geologist, geophysicist. This is about as simple as it gets. When you get through the processing, if the seismic amplitude map is blue, it has oil. If it's not blue, it doesn't have oil. My 6-year-old daughter could probably pick well locations on this, but it's been great for us, and I think it's got a lot more running room to go. I think this is one that you're going to see. Guyana is going to become a major oil exporting country in the next few years. We also quite like our discovery at Brulpadda. So Brulpadda is one we did through Africa Energy. This is a block that's been known about for a long time. It's, again, 5 beautiful structures with amplitudes right in a row. We knew there was a high chance of success there, and we drilled the first well, and we found gas condensate with an oil leg. We're getting ready to drill at least 2 wells in the upcoming season, hopefully spudding sometime in February, March. We hope to get a 3rd well in with that rig, but again, very high, 80+% chance of success rate on this. We believe that we're moving over to a field called Leopard, which is the biggest prospect in the trend, but also one that we think has a larger chance of oil. It's the gas makes a lot of money here. You can sell gas in South Africa for $6 to $8 an MCF. So there's a huge power generation market for it, but a lot of the profitability is on the liquids, and this is a very high liquid-rich condensate gas, but it also has an oil leg. If the oil comes in, that increases the profitability dramatically. I think the other one that I'm quite excited about is Venus prospect. So again, apologies to the people who aren't geologists and geophysicists, but this is the biggest undrilled submarine fan I've ever seen. I mean, it's the same geology as Guyana, but it's a 600 square kilometer undrilled seismic fan that has perfect amplitude fitting structure. It's got AVO offset. It's got all the oil indicators. If this hits, this is a real game changer. This is a legitimate multi-billion barrel prospect, and if just by size comparison, if you look at it, also the 2 seismic line, one of those is on Marlem Field in Brazil. This thing is 4 times the size of Marlem Field, which is 1.9 billion barrels. So we're not exaggerating when we say this could be a multi-billion barrels. It is deep water. It's 3,000 meters. Interestingly, it's the shallowest well in the 3-well program that Total will be drilling. They're actually drilling 2 deeper water wells in Angola before they drill this one. But this is a real game changer. We own 30% of Impact. Impact owns 20% of the project. So if you do the numbers there, it could have a very, very material effect on our share price. So again, the Expiration Portfolio, I had a number of people kind of telling me, why are you doing this? I can go buy stock myself. You're not a portfolio manager. You're an oil company. But the thing is that this was a way to very quickly and cheaply get into into exploration. When you say you're going back into exploration, it's not that easy. You just don't go and turn a switch on. It generally takes you 5 to 7 years to really build an exploration portfolio. And in about 6 months, I was able to negotiate with 3 of these companies that really didn't have access to financing. I fortunately had a big pile of money in the bank from my Kenya farm out. And I was able to come in and take a material position in these. And almost more interestingly to me, it's actually a negative farm out. It's an inverse promote, because these guys had all basically farmed out to other companies, and they were getting $80 million of promote from the majors on these blocks. So by me coming in, I actually took advantage of that. I actually got as much promote as I paid to get into these. So I think it was Ashley Heppenstall and Lucas Lundin told me I was crazy. I think I've been with the Lundin Group 23 years now. I finally got Lucas and Ashley to both say, Keith, I think you were right and we were wrong. So even if I don't make any more money, it was worth it just for that alone. So. But anyway, I think all of these have a good chance to double. We're drilling high impact wells in all three of these this year. You know, Africa Energy's got the Leopard well, Echo Atlantic's 3 more wells in Guyana, and of course Impact if that Namibia wells. That's not a double, that's a triple or quadruple, I think. So again, you know, the key for us is, you know, unlock the value of these. You know, I think we've got a good asset portfolio, but the market's not giving us the value for it, and probably justifiably so on some of these. To unlock that value in Kenya, we have to have FID. You know, and I think when people see that it's serious, you know, Tullow and ourselves have been telling the market for 3 years that, you know, FID is right around the corner. You know, and honestly, people just don't believe us anymore. And now we've got Total in the mix. You know, and what we honestly need is we need Patrick Pouyanné to get up at his next capital market day and put a slide on Kenya and say we're moving forward. And then I think people will believe Kenya. Nigeria, it's simple. We just closed the deal. And then when we close the deal and people see the cash flow production that we're going to be getting, I think we'll start getting value for that. And I think that kind of changes our company from a kind of a pure exploration story. South Africa, Namibia, just drill exploration wells. Guyana, same thing. It's all about exploration wells. So that's it. That's the 10-minute version. But again, I think it's a compelling story, and I think it's going to be a very catalyst-rich 2020 for us. We're quite excited about particularly the exploration wells we're going to be drilling. So thanks.